Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we're taking a massive deep dive into the science, the rise, and the foundational philosophy behind a brand that's honestly completely reshaped the conversation around hair loss. I'm talking about Dr. Groot. We hear so much about hair care in the beauty space, right? But how often do we actually stop to examine the hard science of scalp care? We're going to look at the definitive guide to this brand, exploring its origins, its staggering research data, and why an independent platform emerged just to help us consumers navigate the whole shebang.
So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to start with the science of scalp care, move into decoding the Dr. Groot name, track its rise as Korea's top hair loss brand, look at making waves in the US, and finally unpack the need for transparent guidance. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Science of Scalp Care, Researching the Roots of Hair Loss.
Look, before we even talk about shampoos or serums, we really have to talk about the foundation built by LG Household and Healthcare back in 2017, 60,000. Take a second to really wrap your head around that number. Researchers studied over 60,000 distinct genetic data points before they even thought about developing the Dr. Groot formulas. Just think about the level of detail required for that. They weren't just guessing what might make hair look a little shinier for a few hours. No way. They were diving deep into the human genome, analyzing tens of thousands of data points to actually map out the biological realities of the human scalp.
And, what were they actually looking for inside all that genetic data? Well, they had 3 laser-focused targets: hair weakness, scalp issues, and hair fall. By isolating these incredibly common, universal struggles within those 60,000 genetic data points, the researchers aimed to engineer a truly science-backed solution. Because they recognized something crucial. Hair fall doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It's intimately connected to the weakness of the hair strand itself and the overall biological environment of the scalp. Basically, if you fix the scalp and fortify the hair, you address the fall.
Which brings us to Section 2, decoding the Dr. Groot name. What's actually in a name? You see, when a company puts that much heavy genetic research into a product, the name carries some serious weight. The doctor isn't just a catchy marketing prefix. It points directly back to those 60,000 data points. It literally stands for science-based clinical research. And Groot? Well, it translates to grow root. I love this because it shifts the focus completely away from the essentially dead tissue at the ends of your hair and redirects your attention to where the life actually is, the scalp. A healthy scalp yields strong roots. It's that simple.
And this whole grow root philosophy, it translates directly into their premium product range. Beyond your baseline hair-thickening shampoo and conditioner, they've built these highly specialized treatments, like a serum and a super-concentrated miracle in-shower treatment. Each piece of this puzzle is specifically engineered to deliver that root-fortifying science directly to your scalp, but in a practical way you can actually use in your daily routine.
Moving on to Section 3, Korea's top hair loss brand, establishing market dominance.
So having great research in a lab is one thing, right? But earning consumer trust in South Korea, which is arguably the most fiercely competitive and innovative beauty market on the planet, is a totally different ballgame. Launched in 2017, Dr. Groot secured its rank as the #1 hair loss care shampoo in Korea from 2018 straight through 2023, 5 years. To hold the top spot for that long in a market that absolutely demands visible, effective results is a massive testament to the formula. And that sustained dominance? It perfectly set the stage for their next big leap in 2024, which was officially entering the US market.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Making Waves in the US, a rapid rise in popularity. Now, jumping the pond is notoriously difficult for international personal care brands. US shelves are incredibly crowded. But when Dr. Groot arrived in 2024, they came armed with proven research, and they quickly gained some massive media accolades. We're talking winning Harper's Bazaar awards, securing features in women's health, earning Oprah Daily recognition, and even getting coverage in the New York Post. These are heavy-hitting taste-making publications that test thousands of products a year. Their accolades instantly validated for the American consumer what the Korean market already knew for sure. The science actually works.
Now we arrive at our final section, Section 5, the need for transparent guidance, empowering the consumer.
So with all this massive media attention and dense science, choosing a product can honestly become super overwhelming for the average consumer. And that is exactly why independent platforms like drgroup.net, which is actually the source material for today's explainer, stepped up to the plate. There's a clear dividing line we need to understand here. LG Household and Healthcare, they are the scientists and creators who develop the physical products. But the independent platform exists to bridge the gap. They provide unbiased facts, simple ingredient breakdowns, and user-focused reviews directly to everyday users like us.
Their methodology is simple, but it is rigorous.
First, they review all those dense product details and public brand info. Second, they analyze actual, real-world user feedback. And third, they synthesize the whole thing to share clear, accurate, and simple guidance. This way, you can explore the full range without getting completely misled by confusing marketing jargon.
The absolutely crucial point here is summarized perfectly by a quote directly from their mission statement. Customers deserve clarity before choosing any hair care solution. I want you to really take that in for a second. In an industry worth billions, filled with endless promises of thicker, fuller hair, well, clarity is usually the very first thing sacrificed for a quick sale, right? This independent guide exists entirely to restore that clarity, making absolutely sure you can make informed choices based on updated facts, not just hype.
But of course, you might be wondering, how do we actually know we can trust them? Well, they are completely independent. They are not owned by or officially endorsed by LG Household and Healthcare. All of their information is based purely on public research. And to keep the lights on and maintain that strict commitment to accuracy, they are funded simply by small commissions through trusted retailers like Amazon at zero extra cost to you. Their primary loyalty remains strictly to providing honest, unfiltered facts.
Which leaves us here. We've explored the 60,000 genetic data points, the Grow Root philosophy, the rapid rise from Korea to the US, and the absolute necessity of independent platforms to help us navigate it all. So I want to leave you reflecting on this final question. Is your hair care rooted in science, or is it just marketing? Honestly, take a look at the bottles in your own shower right now. Do you have clarity on what they are actually doing for your scalp? Thank you so much for joining me today on this explainer. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and I'll catch you next time.